So now we've covered games that we did like between Sonic and Mario and gave our... But now we're going to talk about a couple of games that we didn't like. Let's start with Mario, with the atrocities known as...
Mario's Missing and Mario's Time Machine.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, I'm not defending those titles, but Nintendo didn't program them. It was the
beginnings of an endless like raking and overexposure of a mascot.
Yeah, it's surprising. Like, for as much as Nintendo guards their Mario license, they have a bit of a history of sometimes giving it out to inappropriate parties, Phillips. But also the savior of the 16-bit era, Software Toolworks, we'll call them.
Yes,
they made a couple educational games with Mario, and I, like most who would rent maybe a couple Super Nintendo games for the weekend, who, you know, no internet back then, had to rely on some game magazines, and sometimes game magazines wouldn't cover certain games, so you didn't know what they were, and you walk into the freaking video store, and you see Mario on the cover, and you're thinking, I didn't know about this Mario game. Surprisingly enough, Nintendo's name isn't on it, but Mario's on the cover, it's going to be good, right? And then they're asking me freaking geography questions and history questions, which I had to do in school, and now I'm doing it with Mario? I didn't enjoy them. I didn't think they were that well done.
I had the foresight to just give them a pass.
Oh, okay.
I said, no thank you. No thank you. If I want to, what the hell's the name of that company again?
Software Toolworks.
If it was Software Toolworks, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but the only reason I know them, in my mind, my version of history, Star Wars chess on the Sega CD. I'm probably wrong, but I don't give a shit. Fuck those games. So when it comes to the Sonic games that, if we had to choose and we didn't like...
Yeah, so there's a couple that... Here's the odd thing. The critics definitely didn't like them. The general consensus is they're not good. We fully admit they're not the best of games, but there's certain parts of them we like. So we have first Sonic Spinball.
Oh my god. See, Sonic Spinball was a great idea. And it was done as a stopgap because they wanted a holiday Sonic game one year. Is that in between 2 and 3 or what?
Yeah, it was in between 2 and 3.
Alright. And it was fun. Maybe a little too ambitious for the hardware, even with that blast processing. Frame rate was a little choppy.
A little choppy, yeah.
The layout sometimes was a little muddled with colors. You know, like certain things were really good, but I think maybe Sega took it a little too far when people said that they liked the casino/pinball stages of the Sonic games.
Yeah, it's one of those things when sometimes when you like something, it's because you like it in a short burst. Mm-hmm. Like the casino levels were just that, a couple levels, not an entire game.
I don't want a bonus stage as an entire game, unless it's smashing cars in Street Fighter. I could get on board with that. But have it be fun. Have it be. Did they do this in Final Fight? I know this isn't going to be used, but I don't give a fuck. Did they do that in Final Fight, or did they do it in Street Fighter? They did it in Final Fight. When the guy comes out and he's like, "Oh my car," but in the arcade version it was, "Oh my god." But this is one of the instances where the censored version is better than the original version. Because yes, oh my car. Anyways, we digress. And then there was Sonic 3D Blast.
Yes. Now this was another attempt, like back in the mid-90s before the 32-bit era kind of took over. 3D for us was the isometric view. That's what 3D was for us. And Sega did that with Sonic to make a Sonic 3D game. I actually defend Sonic 3D Blast quite a bit. I actually really enjoyed certain aspects of it. I understand it was a little, once you get used to the controls, it's a bit difficult. But the one thing I will always hate about Sonic 3D Blast, no save feature.
Big mistake.
You had to finish the game from beginning to end, and it's not a short game. It's not like, I know you had to do that with the other, like the first two Sonics, but they were shorter games. This one went on forever, and if...
when shit's boring, you don't want to play it and then die and then have to start from the beginning and play. So basically, this is something you would be looking to play for nostalgic video on newer systems in a compilation.
Yeah, there is actually
feature.
A cleaned up Saturn version, for example, that came out, which is much prettier to look at. Still has all the issues that the Genesis version had, but you know, much easier on the eyes.
I can't believe you just said that about a video game. Easier on the eyes. So when it comes to Sonic and Mario games that we don't like, sorry Mario, we're kicking you in the nuts on this one.
Yeah.
The Sonic games were better.
And Nintendo's got no one to blame but themselves because they didn't even make the bad video games.
Don't license your shit out. Bad Nintendo.